Hello, fellow lightworkers. Welcome to the February 2025 Energy Report and Messages from Mount Shasta. This is your Mystic Messenger, Dr. Christina, Intuitive Healing Guide and author. I have been inspiring and supporting fellow lightworkers as we shift into a higher state of consciousness and help the collective with this ascension process. Please make sure to like and follow me to receive my latest podcasts. I'm recording this podcast at the headwaters here at Mount Shasta because it's been very rainy and cloudy the last few days, and you can't really see the mountain. If you ever have a chance to visit, make sure to stop by the headwaters for some water. It's the best water on the planet. We can now breathe a sigh of relief as January has finally come to an end. Just as anticipated, January was a highly charged month, but the good news is it appears that February will be a little lighter. Thank goodness. I noticed a shift in the energy around the end of January as we entered the new moon in Aquarius. I hope you were able to participate in the live meditation I held on TikTok. I will be hosting another global transformation meditation on the 22nd. 222, which is a portal day. I will also be hosting a full moon releasing meditation on the 12th. If you would like to participate in my live meditations, please make sure to follow me on TikTok and register on the links on my bio page. As we progress through February, Jupiter and Mars, which have been in retrograde since October, will be stationing direct this month. Jupiter will go direct on the 4th and Mars on the 23rd. These two transits will shift some of the stagnancy in the energy we've been feeling. So if you've been working on some projects but have had challenges in finishing them, you are not alone. By the end of February, with Mars going direct, there will be a forward momentum in getting things done. However, this forward momentum will follow us into March, which will be another highly charged month because we'll be entering into eclipse season with a lunar eclipse on the 14th. It is wise to use this time in February for more rest and recuperation because we're likely going to need it as we head into spring. It was getting a bit too rainy, so I had to head inside. So let's continue. The main messages for this month are to continue working on releasing our triggers, fears, and traumas, and embracing the concepts of cooperation and collaboration. With all that transpired in January, many are being triggered and are lashing out in anger, fear, and blame. If you are being triggered, this is a perfect opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. Many of our traumas, not only from this lifetime, but past lifetimes and ancestral traumas, are coming to the surface. And instead of going into victim consciousness and acting out in fear and anger, a better option is to turn inward. It is okay, if not necessary, to feel the fear, the anger, the hurt, because we all have to feel these feelings to work through them. But the ultimate goal is to identify our wounds, heal them, and find a place of peace and detachment with what is transpiring. Externalizing your emotions is just going to keep you in this loop of suffering and victimization. Worrying or getting upset about a situation is not facilitating anything positive. And keep in mind, there is a difference between being concerned and worrying about it. If you are finding that you're feeling fear, it is helpful to understand that fear is an illusion. It only exists in the mind. Danger is real, fear is not. Fear is about some future incident that may or may not happen. Unless there is imminent danger, you are always safe in the present moment. There are many different ways to work on releasing and healing your traumas. In my book, The Journey of Discovering Inner Peace, I illustrate many of these techniques, such as EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprogramming, NET, neural emotional technique, Reiki, other energetic techniques, breath work, and so many others. I also provide one-on-one intuitive healing sessions that could help as well. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all that is coming to the surface, it is beneficial to seek some help and work with someone who could help you process what's coming up. During the full moon releasing meditation that I'll be hosting this month, I will guide you through some releasing techniques as well. When I talk about getting to a place of peace and detachment, this does not mean that you don't care, agree with what's happening, or are just not dealing with the situation by putting your head in the sand. but it's about zooming out and understanding the bigger picture. What is transpiring on the world stage is that the shadow of our system is being illuminated because we're going through a major transformation. The reason we are seeing so much darkness of the planet is that it needs to be revealed, not only to wake those up who've been asleep, but to make sure we do not repeat the same mistakes we've made for centuries. Although it's human nature to not want to see the unsavory truths, it's so important for our healing and evolution. Because just like in therapy, if we are to evolve, we need to bring all the trauma and all that we've buried from our conscious awareness to the surface. Whether we are aware of it or not, we have all been traumatized by the highly narcissistic system that we live in. It's time for us to heal our collective wounds and to create new paradigms of living. The old system is crumbling, and we are here to rebuild it. We are not victims in the world, but the creators of it. And we can assist in evolving the consciousness of the planet by doing our work, such as working through our dysfunctional dynamics and inaccurate beliefs. One of the constructs that's being illuminated right now is our victim consciousness. We have created a system in that we have given our power away to others, and we are now seeing the disastrous results. This is because we have created a system based on a hierarchical model, which on some level assumes that we need to be led and told what to do. Unless we have self-evolved leaders, this model will invariably lead to dysfunctional power dynamics and narcissistic abuse, which is exactly what we're witnessing. Researchers have shown that individuals with narcissistic and sociopathic tendencies will gravitate toward positions of leadership. Therefore, a hierarchical system will inevitably result in corruption, harm, and exploitation. Although most of us can admit that our system is seriously flawed, it is our psychological makeup that continues to perpetuate the dysfunctional dynamic. Something that most people do not understand is that we do not make conscious, rational decisions. Most of our behavior is driven by subconscious dynamics formed in childhood. Because none of us had perfect parents, they acted in self-serving ways to some extent or another, which created emotional distress. Our childhood wishes of being taken care of were never fulfilled. So unless we've done our interpersonal work, we project these unmet needs onto figures of authority, and they become our parental substitutes. It is also our psychological makeup that is responsible for our cognitive dissonance, which continues supporting those that we have appointed as so-called leaders, who are obviously not looking out for our best interest. Unfortunately, many minimize and even deny the wrongdoings of those at the top of the hierarchy, because if we were to see the reality that these individuals do not have our best interest in mind and are potentially harming us, we would then have to explore all the pain and suffering we felt as children, which is usually too much for most to psychologically handle. Growing up psychologically is letting go of the illusion that the external world is there to take care of you, which means creating systems based on collaboration, not hierarchy. We also need to work together and not perpetually divide. By doing our personal work as we evolve, the system will hopefully evolve with us. I'm not exactly sure how we will get there, but the first step is to see the inherent flaws of the system and how we are all contributing to its dysfunction. So let's remain grounded, unified, and in our sovereignty, moving onward and upward in our mission of creating this new earth. If you'd like to know more, please make sure to like and follow me and check out my website, Christina Psyd. That's Christina with the CH, PSYD. I am so excited to be sharing another amazing month with all of you. Stay tuned for my next podcast in March. Sending all of you lots of love and light from the heart of Mount Shasta.